A young Ellen, yearning for love and companionship, makes a desperate plea to any spirit willing to listen. Her request is answered not by a comforting presence, but by a horrifying, beastly vision that overwhelms her, causing her to collapse in a violent seizure. Fast forward to 1838, Ellen now resides in Wisborg, Germany, alongside her husband, Thomas Hutter, an estate agent. Thomas, driven by ambition to seal a profitable deal, takes on the task of selling a dilapidated castle in Wisborg to the mysterious Count Orlok. Unbeknownst to him, this transaction is part of a dark, sinister pact between Orlok and his employer, Herr Nock. Despite Ellen's foreboding warnings, which include recounting a prophetic dream from before their wedding where her groom was death itself, Thomas sets off for Orlok's castle in the Carpathian Mountains, leaving Ellen in the care of his friend, Friedrich Harding. In Transylvania, Thomas encounters the Romani villagers who are hostile and reject him for his connection to Orlok. One harrowing night, he witnesses them impaling a corpse they claim to be a vampire with an iron stake, the body convulsing and vomiting blood in a macabre display. The following day, Thomas feels an irresistible draw to Orlok's castle, perched ominously on a mountaintop. Upon his arrival, Orlok eagerly peruses the contract for the castle's sale and becomes transfixed by Ellen's image in Thomas's locket. When Thomas brings up the villagers' warnings, Orlok dismisses them, but his true vampiric nature is revealed when he reacts to Thomas's blood from a minor injury. Using supernatural powers, Orlok subdues and feeds on Thomas, keeping him captive under the pretense of aiding his recovery. While exploring the castle, Thomas stumbles upon Orlok's coffin, confirming his suspicion that this is the same creature who terrorized Ellen in her youth. In an attempt to end Orlok's reign, Thomas tries to kill him with a pickaxe, but the Count awakens, defending himself. Thomas flees from Orlok's hounds, escaping by jumping into a river, only to be saved later by a nearby Orthodox church. Regaining his strength, he hurries back to Wisborg to warn Ellen of Orlok's imminent arrival. Back in Wisborg, Ellen starts suffering from seizures and disturbing episodes of sleepwalking. Dr. Wilhelm Sievers diagnoses her condition as a blood imbalance, but as her symptoms intensify, he turns to his mentor, Albin Eberhard von Franz, a once respected scientist, now studying the occult. Von Franz concludes that Ellen is under Orlok's influence, identifying the Count as a demonic Nosferatu. Despite Friedrich's skepticism, Ellen eerily predicts Orlok's arrival. Meanwhile, Von Franz explains that Orlok needs to sleep in soil from his burial ground, unaware that Orlok has already shipped crates of this soil, along with plague-infested rats, to Wisborg. As Orlok nears, Nock spirals into violent madness, echoing Ellen's cryptic prophecies. Orlok's arrival unleashes a deadly plague upon Wisborg, leading to widespread death and despair. Thomas returns to a town in turmoil. Orlok manipulates Ellen through a dream, claiming falsely that Thomas has signed divorce papers and threatening to destroy Wisborg unless she reaffirms their ancient pact within 2 nights. The following night, Orlok murders Friedrich's family, pushing Friedrich to his death. Ellen, von Franz and Sievers discover the only way to defeat Orlok. Ellen must sacrifice herself by allowing the vampire to feed on her until sunrise. Von Franz distracts Thomas and Sievers by leading them to Orlok's manor, where they mistakenly kill Nock, thinking he's Orlok. Realizing the deception too late, Thomas rushes back to Ellen. In her final act of bravery, Ellen permits Orlok to drain her blood, keeping him engaged until dawn. As the sun rises, Orlok is destroyed, his body turning to ash.